Darnell just wanted a bag of hot fries. The after-school crowd at Mason's Minimart buzzed like usual, kids laughing too loud near the soda fountain, old men swapping lotto tickets and stories, and Beverly behind the counter watching everyone like they were trying to rob her blind. He stepped inside with the kind of quiet only poor kids learn. Shoulders tucked in, hoodie pulled halfway down, eyes forward. He wasn't trying to draw attention, just get in, grab a snack, and leave. But the store had other plans. Darnell crouched near the bottom shelf of the chip aisle, tying the worn-out lace on his sneaker. As he did, a box of candy bars, stacked too close to the edge, tipped. One fell. Quiet little thud, right into his open backpack. He didn't even notice it, but Beverly did. She was halfway down the aisle in seconds, pointer finger stiff like a dagger. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Darnell looked up, startled. "Huh? Don't huh me. I saw you. Put it back. Right now." He stood up, confused. "Put what back?" "That candy bar in your bag." He blinked. "Ma'am, I didn't." She yanked the backpack off his shoulder, yanked the zipper open, and there it was. A Snickers bar sitting right on top of his school binder. "Oh, I knew it," she snapped. "You little thief." Customers had started watching. A man near the fridge turned his phone camera on. Another woman clutched her purse tighter. "I swear I didn't take that," Darnell said, voice trembling. Beverly pointed at the front door. "Sit by the counter, right there. Cops are on their way." He looked at her, then at the candy bar, then back again. "Can I just call my mom, please?" "Sit down." And he did, on the cold tile floor, hands folded, eyes staring at nothing. Outside, sirens were growing louder. Someone muttered, "Here we go again." And inside that tiny store, in that tiny town, a quiet boy was already being treated like a criminal, before anyone asked him a single real question. The squad car pulled up like it was chasing a felon. Lights flashing, engine humming low, two white officers stepped out, hands near their belts. Officer Grant, stocky, crew cut, late 30s, took the lead. Officer Reams, taller and younger, followed. Beverly met them at the door like she'd just foiled a bank robbery. "That's him," she pointed. "Caught him red-handed, tried to stuff it in his bag and bolt." Darnell didn't move, still sitting on the floor, jaw clenched, heart pounding. Officer Grant walked over, slow and heavy, like every step was judgment. "Name?" he asked. "Darnell," the boy answered, barely above a whisper. "You got ID?" "I'm 16, Grant nodded to Reams. "Check the bag." Reams picked it up and pulled out the candy bar like it was a weapon. "Well, look what we got here." "I didn't take it," Darnell said quickly. It must have fallen in. I was tying my shoe and it." "You expect me to believe that?" Grant cut in. "You think this is a game?" Darnell opened his mouth but nothing came out. His throat was dry, like his words got stuck somewhere between fear and frustration. Grant turned to Beverly. "You got cameras?" "Right up there," she said, pointing to a dusty dome camera in the ceiling. "Been recording the whole time." "Good," Grant nodded. "We'll pull the footage, but for now, hold up." A voice spoke from the back of the store, slow, firm. Everyone turned. It was Mr. Collins, the school janitor. Gray beard, overalls, eyes sharp like glass. He held a half-gallon of milk and a loaf of bread. "I was behind him when he came in," Mr. Collins said. "Saw the whole thing. That candy bar fell." Beverly scoffed. "Oh, please, you didn't even." "I saw it," he repeated. "And you," he looked directly at Officer Grant, "better not put cuffs on that boy before watching that tape." Grant hesitated just a second, but enough. "I said he tried to steal," Beverly snapped. "Are you just gonna let him?" "You said a lot," Mr. Collins cut in, walking closer. "But that boy's got a clean heart, and I've seen this store. Seen you, always watching kids like him, never the ones who actually cause trouble." Reams looked up at the camera. "We should check it." Grant exhaled through his nose. "Fine, pull the tape." Beverly fumbled with a key and led Reams to the back office. Darnell didn't say a word. "Mr. Collins crouched next to him. "You all right?" The boy nodded, but his eyes were still glassy. "You did good, son," Collins said. "Real good. You kept your head." Minutes later, Reams came out of the office, face different now. He looked at Grant. "It's true, it fell. He didn't even see it." Grant looked at Darnell, then at Beverly. "Well," Beverly stammered, he still should have checked." "He didn't say anything." Grant gave her a look. Cold. Flat. Then he uncuffed Darnell's backpack and turned to walk out. But the damage was already done, and Darnell knew it. Darnell was still sitting on that floor when his mother burst through the door. Scrubs still on, badge from St. Luke's Hospital clipped to her chest, her hair a frizzy mess from working a double. "Where is he?" she demanded, voice sharp, eyes wide. The room froze. Grant stepped forward. "Ma'am, everything's under control. Where is my son?" Darnell stood slowly. "I'm here, Ma." She turned, saw him, and something broke in her eyes. "You okay?" she whispered. He nodded, but the redness in his face said otherwise. She stormed past the officers straight to Beverly. You called the police on my child over a candy bar? Beverly stiffened. He tried to take it. The tape says otherwise. I didn't see that at first, Beverly snapped. He had it in his bag. So you just assumed? Grabbed him? Accused him? You humiliated my child in front of this whole store and didn't even stop to ask a damn question? No, don't I me. Do you know what that does to a kid? What you just told him? That he's guilty just by standing there? Officer Grant tried to intervene. Ma'am, the situation's been resolved. She turned on him. Oh, it's resolved, huh? Because you didn't cuff him? Because you didn't shoot him? That's your bar for resolved? Grant's face darkened. Let's all calm down. Calm down? Her voice cracked. I got a call at work saying my son was being arrested. I came here thinking I'd find him in the back of a squad car or on the damn ground. The room had gone completely still, customers frozen, cameras still rolling. Then, quietly, Darnell spoke. I didn't even see it fall, Ma. He looked at the candy bar still on the counter. I was just tying my shoe, and it landed in my bag, that's all. His voice was soft, but it cut deep. I tried to tell her, he added. She didn't care. Mrs. Jacobs, a teacher from his middle school who'd been standing near the freezer, spoke up. I know Darnell. He's one of the good ones, always has been. A teenage girl in line nodded. I saw the whole thing. She didn't even ask him anything, just jumped on him. Mr. Collins stepped beside Darnell again. This ain't new. I've been watching this happen for 30 years. Different kid, same store, same look in their eyes. The manager walked in then, young, nervous, clearly having been called by someone. What's going on? Ask your cashier, someone muttered. The manager looked at Beverly. Is this true? She faltered. It was a misunderstanding. Darnell's mom snapped. No, a misunderstanding is when you grab the wrong milk at the store. Not when you call the cops on a black child over something he didn't do. The manager turned to Beverly. You're done. Pack up. What? You're firing me? I saw the tape, he said coldly, and I saw the crowd. She tried to protest, but no one was listening anymore. Grant and Reams awkwardly made their way toward the door, mumbling something about paperwork, and Darnell just stood there too tired to feel anything. His mother wrapped an arm around him, her voice low now. Let's go home. But before they stepped out, she turned back and looked at everyone. You all saw this, she said. You all watched it happen. Don't forget what you saw. Not tomorrow. Not next time. Darnell looked up at her, then out at the crowd, and for the first time all day, he realized he wasn't alone. By morning, the video had over 200,000 views. Someone had posted it to TikTok with the caption, "He didn't steal, but look how fast they treated him like a criminal." News outlets picked it up, local, national, then cable. The clip showed the moment the candy bar fell. Darnell's calm, Beverly's accusations, the cuffs in the cop's hand. The comments poured in. This is every black parent's nightmare. He handled that better than most adults. She didn't even ask a question, just accused him like it was fact. At school, kids clapped when Darnell walked into class. Teachers shook his hand, some cried. The principal called him to the office, but not for trouble. We're proud of how you held yourself, she said. You showed strength a lot of people wouldn't have. A local civil rights group invited him to speak at their youth event. And when he stepped on that small stage, holding the mic in both hands, he looked out at the crowd and saw Mr. Collins, his mom, even the manager from the store sitting quietly near the back. I didn't do anything special, Darnell said. I just didn't lie. I didn't yell. I didn't run. But people still thought I did something wrong. Why? He let the question sit. It's not about a candy bar. It's about what people assume when they see someone like me. There were tears in the audience. Afterward, a local business owner came up and pressed a folded check into his hand. For school or anything you need. And Mr. Collins pulled him aside. You took something ugly and turned it into truth. That ain't easy. You did good, son. Later that week, the police department issued a generic statement. We are reviewing officer conduct in accordance with policy. But no apology ever came. Beverly? She tried to spin her story in interviews, but the footage didn't lie. The store issued a formal apology. She faded into the background. But Darnell didn't. He kept showing up, speaking, smiling. He wasn't just the kid from the video anymore. He was the boy who stood up without standing. A few months later, Darnell sat on a panel at a local high school assembly. The topic was injustice, and he was the headliner. He wore a simple button-down shirt and jeans. Nothing fancy. Just himself. When it was his turn to speak, he looked around the auditorium filled with students, teachers, and community members. Some had watched the video, some hadn't. But they all waited for what he had to say. I wasn't angry when it happened, he began. I was scared, confused, embarrassed, and for a second, I thought maybe it was my fault. A quiet murmur ran through the room. Not because I stole anything, but because I've seen it happen before. People who look like me get accused first, get punished first, get doubted first. He paused, then added, but just because something happens often doesn't mean it's normal, and it doesn't make it right. He looked down for a second, then back up. I didn't ask to be the kid in the video, but now that I am, I hope it makes people pause before they judge, before they assume, before they say, he must have done something. A long silence followed. Then applause, not just polite, real, raw, lasting. And as he walked off stage, someone shouted from the crowd, "Thank you, Darnell." He turned, gave a small nod, and smiled, because sometimes the loudest message comes from the quietest voice.